think it's simply stupid. Having a king none of us have ever seen. Why, he might be a Chinaman or an African Negro for all we know.
Don't be silly. You should call the Prime Minister silly. It's not respectful. Why not if he is silly?
It doesn't matter how silly he is the Prime Minister.
Please, I beg you, stop calling.
You'll get into trouble if you are found sitting on a throne. You better get up.
I expect the PM found the set's heart, didn't you? Your Excellency.
Very hot, and His Majesty is keeping us waiting a long time. I'm anxious, very anxious.
What about?
About this new king, whom none of us know. Why, he might be a tyrant, a perfect tyrant.
What's a tyrant?
One who makes you eat rice pudding when he knows you hate it.
I like rice pudding.
You like anything to eat.
Well, you stop being rude to one another. The king may be here at any moment. Why are you staring it out of the window?
There are crowds of people in the street, and it is pouring with rain. They are all waving their hands. Ah, here he comes. Well, that's queer. What's queer? Never mind. You will soon see. But I want to know now.
You had better get up from that throne, Jim Crow.
It might be advisable, but stop calling me Jim Crow. My name's James Crowther, Sir James Crowther.
Here comes His Majesty.
I do hope he is handsome.
Of course he is handsome.
I hope he won't want his own way too much.
Of course he wants his own way to too much.
Why shouldn't he want his?
Be quiet. Here he is.
What a funny hat.
Why he limps?
Well, here we are at last.
If I may be so bold as to ask, who are these persons?
I caught them in the street fighting. So I brought them in here to find out what it was all about. They were holding up the traffic. You had better sit down and wait.
It's not a very usual procedure to bring common people into the palace, Your Majesty.
What did you expect me to do? Let them go on fighting?
No, Your Majesty, but...
But me no more buts. I am going to arbitrate between them. What does arbitrate mean?
Decide which is in the right and which is not.
Oh, I see. What a funny hat. My hat? What's wrong with my hat? It's a very good hat.
No doubt, Your Majesty, but our previous king wore a crown.
What? In this blazing sun? It's a wonder he didn't have sunstroke.
Oh no, Your Majesty, he died of old age.
Well, that's a disease no one can avoid.
Take this away and bring me a hat.
Well, I suppose we had better get on with business. What do we do first?
We bow before you, Your Majesty.
It's a queer idea, but I suppose it is usual.
Quiet, Your Majesty.
Quiet.
Quiet. Come along then, and let's get it over. What's the matter with you? Are you lame?
I have cramp in my leg, Your Majesty.
Have you got cramp too?
I attach a few medicine. I think, Your Majesty.
What? Another one with rheumatism?
No, a sprained ankle, Your Majesty.
Dear me, how unfortunate. Cramp, rheumatism, and a sprained ankle? Are you sure I have come to the right place? This is the palace, isn't it? And not a convalescent home? Have you nothing the matter with you?
No, I'm afraid not, Your Majesty. I've always been very healthy.
Or with you?
No, Your Majesty.
Dear me, you seem to be a young man with a mind of your own.
I trust so, Your Majesty.
What would you do with these two quarrelsome people?
If I may suggest, Your Majesty, I should put them both in the prison.
What for?
If I may suggest Your Majesty, for causing a breach of peace.
What is the breach of peace?
Be quiet, your one.
What would you do?
I should listen to what they have to say.
If I may suggest,
Sit down, for goodness sake, and be quiet for a minute and stop suggesting. Now, my men, what are you fighting about?
This dog belongs to me, Your Majesty. He says it is his.
He lies, Your Majesty. The dog is mine. It was given to me by my brother last August.
Go and fetch your brother.
I'm afraid that is impossible, Your Majesty. My brother is dead.
Well, a dead witness is no use to you. That is certain.
Do not believe him, Your Majesty. I found the dog starving in the street and took it home 3 months ago. It has been with me ever since.
It is not true, Your Majesty. He would never be kind to a starving animal. He's a hard man.
Well, one of you must be lying. Which is it?
Not I, Your Majesty. I have never told an untruth in my life.
You must be a most remarkable man.
I'm a man of few words, Your Majesty, but I still say the dog is mine.
Is there anyone here who knows these two men?
No.
Well, we can get no evidence. What is to be done now?
Keep the dog yourself, Your Majesty, then no one can quarrel about it.
But I don't care for dogs. I like cats better. Besides, I want to find out which is the real owner. Also, the dog is certainly not mine. I have no right to it. What would you do about it? I mean, the lady who did not live?
Oh, I hardly know. Why not divide the dog in two and give them half each?
A splendid idea. Do you men agree to that?
If Your Majesty thinks fit.
And you, my man?
No, I do not agree to that. Let him keep the dog, Your Majesty. It is a good little dog. I cannot bear to see it harmed. Let him have the dog.
It seems quite clear which is the owner.
I am, Your Majesty. May I have my dog and go home now, please, Your Majesty?
You said you had never told an untruth in your life. It seems to me that you have done nothing else. Take him off to prison.
But why, Your Majesty? I have done nothing wrong. Is it justice, Your Majesty, to put an innocent man in prison?
Be still, you rascal. Stop making a nuisance of yourself. You will go to prison for 2 reasons. First, because you caused a breach of peace by fighting in the street. And second, because you tried to steal this dog which does not belong to you. Away with him.
But Your Majesty, if I may suggest,
Go on, suggest.
you are still not certain that this man is the rightful owner of the dog and...
Oh yes, I am. This other man is the rightful owner of the dog. He is fond of his dog and could not bear to see it harmed. Take your dog home and on your way, tell the cook to give you a bone for him, but not a chicken bone. Chicken bones are bad for the little fellow.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
the late king had punished both for being a nuisance and had the dog destroyed.
I am not the late king. I am the new king, as you will soon discover. Have you still got rheumatism?
Yes, Your Majesty.
Have you still got rheumatism?
No. Oh, Your Majesty, the pain is going off.
Ah, so the pain is going off. I thought so. Why are you wearing a bowler hat? It looks ridiculous.
Because it's a sunny day, as you said yourself, Majesty.
Rubbish. You limped because I limped, and you wore a bowler hat because I wore one. It is pouring with rain, but you said it is a sunny day because I said it was a sunny day. You, my dear Chancellor, are what is politely known as sycophant.
What's a sycophant?
You are, and the Chancelloress and the PM. You all try to flatter me by imitating all the foolish things I did.
It is usual to agree with the king, Your Majesty.
Rubbish. If a thing is usual, does it mean that it is sensible or right? If I do foolish things, is there any reason why you should do them? I put on a limp and wore a ridiculous hat to find out any honest people in this court. I have found two.
We are honored, Your Majesty.
I didn't mean you. You are honest. You can become my PM. Perhaps together we shall be able to settle a few little wars. And you are honest too. You are made the chief lady in waiting. Perhaps then there will be less gossips in the palace.
But I'm chief lady in waiting, Your Majesty.
So much standing in your feet will tire you when you have a sprained ankle. You go home and rest. Arrest these guys. Take these bowler hats and put it in the town museum.